How to command attention and power in relationships using Dark Stoic Psychology. Brave women, let me ask you something that hits home. Have you ever poured your heart into someone, only for them to ignore you like you were invisible? Have you felt the sting of seeing your message left unread, the gut-wrenching silence that makes you question your worth? You start dissecting every detail, wondering if you were too much, too little, or somehow not enough. Sound familiar? Let's stop right there. Let me tell you something that no one else will. That silence is not about you, it's about him. His indifference is not a reflection of your value, but a mirror of his insecurities. And here's where the power shifts. Using the art of Dark Stoic Psychology, you hold the reins to turn the tables and make him realize exactly what he's missing. Dark Stoic Psychology isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about mastering yourself so profoundly that his actions, or inaction, no longer dictate your emotions. It's about understanding his psychology so deeply that you don't just reclaim your power, you make him crave your presence. Think of a calm, unshakable mountain. No matter how fiercely the storm rages, the mountain stands firm, commanding respect through its sheer presence. That's you. Through Stoic philosophy and emotional intelligence, you will not only become unbothered by his silence, but learn to leverage it. A woman rooted in her own power, focused on her growth, becomes magnetic, and a man, no matter how indifferent, cannot ignore that. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. Men are wired to pursue, to seek what they believe they can't have. When you shift the power dynamic by embracing detachment, when you stop chasing and instead focus on your own glow-up, something remarkable happens. His ego takes a hit, his curiosity ignites, and he begins to realize that your absence feels far more powerful than your presence ever did when you were chasing. Think about this. Fire doesn't beg for attention. It burns so brightly that everyone is drawn to its warmth. You are that fire. But to unleash this power, you need to master the ancient teachings of Stoicism. The great philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom is your weapon. By detaching from his actions and focusing entirely on your inner strength, you create an irresistible force that commands respect and desire. So are you ready to flip the script, to shift from questioning your worth to making him question his? If you're done feeling powerless, I'm here to guide you toward the mindset that makes you unstoppable. Take this power into your hands, brave women. Write in the comments, "I am the prize." Make him realize it and never forget it yourself. If you're ready to awaken your inner power, like this video, subscribe to this channel and let's rewrite your story. One powerful move at a time. The next chapter, it's yours to claim. Number 1, why a man's silence is his weakness and your opportunity. Brave women, let's confront a truth that might feel too familiar. A man goes silent and suddenly, your world feels like it's tilting. You wonder, did I say the wrong thing? Did I come on too strong? Is it me? That silence is deafening, isn't it? It has a way of making you question yourself, turning your power inward until it feels like doubt. But today, let me be your voice of clarity. That silence you're hearing, it's not your failure, it's his. And what feels like rejection is, in fact, your greatest opportunity to rise. Here's what they won't tell you. A man's silence often masks his fear, his uncertainty, or his need to feel in control. And here's the beauty of it. You don't need to chase him, convince him, or prove your worth to him. Instead, you need to understand this simple truth. His silence is your stage. With the right mindset, rooted in Dark Stoic Psychology, you can transform that void into your spotlight, reclaim your power, and make him realize exactly who he's losing. Let's talk about that silence for a moment. It might feel like power in his hands, but it's a fragile, fleeting kind of power. Imagine a chessboard. When he stops moving, it's not because the game is over, it's because he's unsure of his next move. And the longer you sit, poised, composed, and unbothered, the more his ego begins to crumble. This is where Dark Stoic Psychology becomes your most powerful ally. By detaching from his actions, you not only regain control of your emotions, but also shift the entire power dynamic in your favor. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let that sink in for a moment. His silence is an event you can't control, but your response? That's where your power lies. Every second you spend over-analyzing his actions is energy he doesn't deserve. Instead, shift your focus inward. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches us that when we stop seeking validation from others, we become a force that cannot be ignored. Think of a roaring fire. A man's silence might feel like a bucket of water thrown your way, but if you know your strength, you'll see it for what it really is, a flicker of doubt, a splash that's powerless against your flame. Instead of letting his indifference dim your light, you stoke the fire. You pour your energy into your passions, your goals, and your growth. The brighter you burn, the more undeniable you become. And here's the truth. Men are drawn to what they can't possess, what they can't easily understand. When you rise above his silence, when you show him that his absence doesn't define you, you become a woman he cannot ignore. Let me paint you a picture. While he's busy retreating into his silence, imagine yourself thriving. Picture yourself hitting the gym, not just to look better, but to feel stronger. See yourself diving headfirst into a passion project, lighting up with purpose and creativity. Visualize the glow that comes when you're surrounded by people who celebrate you. That kind of energy? It's magnetic. It's the kind of energy that makes a man stop and wonder, did I lose her? And that's the moment the balance shifts. Remember, Dark Stoic Psychology isn't about manipulation. It's about mastery. It's about understanding that his silence is nothing more than a temporary tactic, a smokescreen. But you're unshakable. You see through the games and stand rooted in your own power. When you stop chasing his attention and start pouring that energy into yourself, you're not just changing the dynamic, you're rewriting the rules of the game. So, brave women, the next time a man's silence creeps in, don't let it shake you. Let it fuel you. Stand tall, remind yourself of your worth, and remember, his silence is his weakness, not yours. While he hesitates, you rise. While he hides, you shine. The more you master your mind and your emotions, the more you become the kind of woman who commands attention without uttering a word. Are you ready to take this power into your own hands? Write in the comments, his silence, my opportunity. Let the world and yourself know that you're done with self-doubt and ready to own your worth. If you found strength in these words, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more transformative strategies. This is just the beginning, and the next step is all about making your silence speak volumes. Stay tuned, brave women. Your power is only just awakening. Number 2, detach like a queen. How Dark Stoic Psychology makes him chase. Unstoppable women, have you ever found yourself standing in the deafening void of a man's silence? One moment, things feel electric, and the next, he's pulled away, leaving you with nothing but unanswered questions. You find yourself wondering, did I misstep? Am I not enough? Why does his silence cut so deeply? That emptiness can be paralyzing, but let me tell you a secret. What feels like rejection is actually your most powerful opportunity to rise. Here's the unspoken truth about his silence. It's not your fault, and it's certainly not a reflection of your worth. A man's retreat into quiet isn't about your value. It's about his insecurities, his need for control, or his inability to handle the strength of a woman who knows her worth. And the good news? With the power of Dark Stoic Psychology, you can transform this silence into a weapon of empowerment. His quiet is nothing but a shaky illusion of control, and you're about to shatter it. Picture this, a game of chess. When he stops moving, it's not because he's won, it's because he doesn't know what to do next. That's what his silence really is. Hesitation, uncertainty, and a desperate attempt to regain footing in a dynamic he feels slipping from his grasp. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches you how to rise above this game entirely. You stop reacting to his silence and start using it to fuel your own strength, turning his every move, or lack of one, into a testament to your unshakable confidence. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't control his silence, but you can control your reaction, and that's where your power lies. Every second you spend chasing, questioning, or doubting yourself is energy wasted on someone who hasn't earned it. Instead, pour that energy into your own growth. Become so focused on building yourself up that his absence feels irrelevant. That shift, it's the first crack in his illusion of control. Imagine yourself as the ocean, vast, powerful, and utterly uncontainable. His silence is nothing but a pebble tossed into your waters. Sure, it may ripple for a moment, but your depth, your strength, and your unwavering presence swallow it whole. When you rise with this kind of inner power, you don't just survive his silence, you thrive in it, making him realize that you're not someone who can be ignored. This is the brilliance of Dark Stoic Psychology. It doesn't just help you master your emotions, it teaches you how to understand his. Men are wired to chase what feels out of reach, to crave what they can't possess. By standing tall in your detachment, by becoming the woman who doesn't flinch at his retreat, you shift the entire dynamic. Suddenly, the silence that once felt like a void becomes a stage, your stage, where your confidence commands the spotlight. Now take a moment to visualize this. While he hides in his silence, you're out there thriving. You're showing up for yourself in ways that make you radiate with strength and purpose. Picture yourself hitting the gym, not just for the physical strength, but for the mental clarity that comes with it. Imagine reigniting a passion you've set aside, the way your eyes light up when you create something meaningful. See yourself laughing with people who lift you higher, people who remind you of your brilliance. That glow you carry when you're focused on yourself, that's the energy he won't be able to ignore. And here's the kicker. This isn't about revenge or playing games. Dark Stoic Psychology is about becoming untouchable. When you detach from his actions and pour into your own growth, you're not just flipping the script, you're rewriting the entire narrative. He'll see a woman who is strong, radiant, and completely unbothered by his attempts to assert control. And trust me, that's the moment he starts to question himself, not you. Powerful women, the next time his silence creeps in, remind yourself of this. You are the prize, not an option. His hesitation is not your weakness, it's his. While he hesitates, you rise. While he hides, you shine. This isn't just about reclaiming power in a relationship. It's about mastering yourself in every aspect of your life. Now, are you ready to take control? Write in the comments, "His silence is my spotlight." Let that phrase be your mantra, a declaration of your strength and resilience. If this resonated with you, like the video, subscribe to the channel and prepare for the next step in mastering the art of Dark Stoic Psychology. Brave women, this is only the beginning. Your power is limitless, and the world is watching you rise. Number 3, be the mystery. He can't resist. The power of emotional independence. Brave women, let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how a man seems to lose interest the moment you make him the center of your world? The more you reach out, the more he pulls away, leaving you wondering what went wrong. You find yourself overanalyzing his every move, questioning if you said something wrong, if you're not enough, or worst of all, if he's lost interest. But let me stop you right there, because here's the truth no one tells you. Men aren't drawn to what's easily predictable. They're captivated by mystery, by confidence, by the magnetic pull of a woman who doesn't need them to feel whole. And here's the good news. You hold the power to become that irresistible force. Using the principles of Dark Stoic Psychology, you can shift the dynamic entirely and make him chase you. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about unlocking your emotional independence and stepping into the kind of power that turns the tables effortlessly. Think of it like this. What happens when you hold water too tightly in your hands? It slips through your fingers. That's what chasing does. It suffocates any potential connection and leaves you feeling powerless. But when you let go, when you focus on yourself, suddenly everything changes. You stop being the woman who waits and start being the woman he can't stop thinking about. Let's take a lesson from Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that teaches us the art of control, not over others, but over ourselves. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Dark Stoic Psychology builds on this wisdom. When you stop trying to control him, when you detach from his responses, his texts, his games, you reclaim the energy you've been giving away. This is the foundation of emotional independence, and trust me, nothing is more attractive to a man than a woman who doesn't revolve around him. Imagine this. Instead of checking your phone every 5 minutes, waiting for him to reply, you're out there building a life so full and vibrant that his silence barely registers. You're hitting the gym, crushing your goals, spending time with people who value you, and investing in the things that make you come alive. That kind of energy is magnetic. It's not about ignoring him to get a reaction. It's about genuinely thriving so much in your own space that he feels the shift. Suddenly, he's the one questioning where he stands with you. Men are wired to pursue, to solve puzzles, to conquer what feels out of reach. When you become a woman who is emotionally independent, you embody the ultimate mystery, a force he can't fully understand but can't resist chasing. You become the calm in the storm, the mountain he cannot shake, the enigma he cannot solve. And let me tell you, nothing shakes a man's ego or compels his attention more than realizing you've stopped chasing and started glowing. So, brave women, are you ready to step into the power of emotional independence? Are you ready to shift your energy from seeking to thriving, from overthinking to owning your worth? If so, it's time to write this truth in the comments. I am the mystery he can't resist. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, because the next strategy will dive even deeper into the secrets of Dark Stoic Psychology. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. This is your moment to rise, your moment to command your power. The mystery begins now. Number 4. When he ignores you, make him feel your absence like fire. Brave women, let's confront the question you've probably asked yourself more than once. Why does it feel so excruciating when a man decides to ignore you? That hollow silence, that void where you once felt connection. It can feel like a blow to your very core. The questions come flooding in. Did I do something wrong? Should I reach out? Should I wait? Pause right there. Let me remind you of something powerful. His silence is not a reflection of your worth. It's a tactic, intentional or not. And here's the truth. The way you respond to it holds more power than his actions ever could. This is where the art of Dark Stoic Psychology becomes your ultimate weapon. Think of a roaring fire. It doesn't beg to be noticed. It doesn't chase after anyone for warmth. It simply burns. Bright, fierce, and impossible to ignore. That is who you are. When he ignores you, your absence should feel like that fire, intense, undeniable, and searing into his consciousness. The beauty of Dark Stoic Psychology lies in its principles. Control your mind, master your emotions, and harness the power of detachment. You see, men thrive on attention. They are conditioned to expect reactions. Anger, desperation, pleading. But what happens when you deny them that satisfaction? When instead of chasing, you stand tall and shift your energy inward? The dynamic changes entirely. Here's a question you might be asking right now. But what do I do when it hurts? When his silence feels unbearable? Brave women, you do what only the most powerful among us do. You channel that pain into self-transformation. The silence that feels like rejection is actually an invitation to rediscover yourself, to focus on the passions, goals, and dreams that perhaps you've been neglecting. Let's dive into the psychology behind this. Men often ignore to test boundaries, to assert control, or because they assume you'll cling tighter. But when you lean into the teachings of Stoicism and detach from their games, something remarkable happens. He starts to feel the void. The energy he once took for granted vanishes. And as your attention shifts inward, his ego starts to crumble. He begins to wonder, why isn't she reacting? Has she moved on? Is she with someone else? Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Instead of reacting to his indifference, you respond with grace, composure, and focus. You become untouchable. That's what Dark Stoic Psychology teaches us, not to stoop to their level, but to rise above it in ways that make them see your value with stark clarity. Brave women, if a man ignores you, don't just let him feel your absence. Make him crave it. Make it impossible for him to forget the fire of your presence, the strength of your self-respect, and the power of your independence. This isn't about playing games, it's about reclaiming your throne and ensuring that your value is never questioned, not by him and certainly not by you. Now, if you're ready to master this power and set the stage for a completely different kind of relationship dynamic, like this video, subscribe to the channel and let's walk this path together. Write in the comments, "Feel my absence like fire." There's so much more to uncover, and the next step, it's even more transformative. Stay tuned and let's ignite your power together. You've got this. Number 5, flip the script. Why men crave what they can't control. Brave women, let me ask you a question that cuts deep. Why does it always seem like the more you care, the more a man pulls away? Why does your kindness, attention, and devotion sometimes feel like it's being met with indifference? It's maddening, isn't it? You invest so much of yourself, only to feel as though your effort is a magnet pushing him further away. But here's the truth, no one is bold enough to tell you. He doesn't value what he feels he already owns. Let's flip that script, shall we? The reality is that men crave what they can't control. This is the core of Dark Stoic Psychology, a game-changing approach that allows you to reclaim your power by shifting the dynamic entirely. When you stop handing over your energy and start holding on to it like the treasure it is, you become the woman who commands respect, desire, and admiration. You become the woman he can't stop thinking about, not the one he takes for granted. Think about it. What happens when you hold water in your hand too tightly? It spills out, escaping your grasp no matter how hard you try. Men are the same. The harder you chase, the more you push them away. But when you let go, when you create space, suddenly they're the ones chasing. Why? Because the human mind is wired to desire the unattainable. It's the mystery, the challenge, the allure of not knowing that ignites a man's desire. Here's where the teachings of Stoicism and Dark Stoic Psychology come in. The great philosopher Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, and freedom, brave women, starts with you." When you master the art of emotional detachment, not as a game but as a genuine choice, you send a powerful message. You are not a woman who can be controlled. You are not a woman who will bend to someone else's whims, and that, more than anything, makes you magnetic. Imagine a queen sitting on her throne. She doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't chase. She simply is, radiating an energy so powerful that others are drawn to her without her lifting a finger. You are that queen, and your power lies in understanding this fundamental truth. When you stop giving everything away, you force him to step up. You force him to see your value and recognize that he's not entitled to it. Some of you might be asking, but if I don't show him how much I care, won't he think I don't love him? Here's the thing. Love and control don't belong in the same sentence. True connection thrives on mutual respect, not desperation. And Dark Stoic Psychology teaches you how to build that respect by commanding his attention, not through words, but through your actions. When you stop trying to control the outcome, you create a space that forces him to reflect. Suddenly, he's questioning himself. Why isn't she chasing me? Did I mess up? What's changed? Let me paint you a picture. Think of a roaring fire in the distance. Its warmth is undeniable. Its light irresistible, but you can't quite reach it. That's the energy you need to embody. Be the fire he can't grasp but can't stop longing for. How do you do that? By living your life unapologetically, by focusing on your goals, passions, and growth. When you prioritize yourself, you shift the energy in your favor. He'll feel that shift. It's unavoidable. Dark Stoic psychology isn't about manipulation, it's about emotional mastery. It's about understanding male psychology so deeply that you can navigate it effortlessly. Men are naturally wired to pursue, to conquer, to chase. When you make it clear that your attention is a privilege, not a guarantee, you awaken that primal instinct. But this isn't about playing hard to get. It's about genuinely embodying the mindset that you are the prize. And remember this, silence speaks louder than words. When he pulls away, don't run after him. Use that space to grow stronger, to cultivate a life so fulfilling that his absence barely registers. When he realizes that you're not sitting by the phone waiting for his attention, his ego will take a hit, and that's when the dynamic shifts. Brave women, it's time to stop overthinking, stop chasing, and start owning your power. As the legendary Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength, your strength, is what makes you unstoppable. Now, are you ready to step into that power, to flip the script and make him crave what he can't control? Write in the comments, I am the fire he cannot hold. Let him feel the heat of your absence and watch as he comes running back. Not because you chased him, but because you stood tall in your worth. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and let's continue this journey together. The next strategy we'll explore will take your confidence and your control to an entirely new level. Stay tuned, queens. Your power is just getting started. Number 6, reclaim your throne. How to command respect without saying a word. Brave women, let's address the question that gnaws at your mind when a man's actions, or lack thereof, leave you doubting yourself. How do you regain your footing when he starts pulling away, going silent, or treating you like an afterthought? How do you reclaim your throne when his indifference threatens to shake your confidence? The answer isn't in words, begging or chasing after his attention. The answer lies in a profound, unshakable silence that speaks louder than anything you could ever say. You see, a woman who truly understands Dark Stoic psychology knows this. Power is never in the noise. It's in the calm. When a man senses that you're rattled by his behavior, that you're struggling to make sense of his distance, he subconsciously feels he's in control. But when you step back, radiating an unbothered grace, you create a void he can't ignore. A man's ego thrives on reactions, but when you give him nothing, no words, no pleading, no chasing, you leave him questioning everything. Picture this, a queen on her throne. She doesn't chase after those who stray from her presence. She doesn't explain her worth, nor does she demand respect. Her silence, her poise, her presence, it all commands it, and that's the energy you must embody. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let this be your guiding principle. His silence is irrelevant. Your response defines the power dynamic. When you choose to remain composed, when you decide that his actions will not dictate your emotions, you reclaim your power. This is the essence of Dark Stoic psychology, mastering yourself so thoroughly that others are left to wrestle with their own actions in your absence. Now, some of you might be asking, but what if he truly doesn't care? What if my silence goes unnoticed? Here's the truth. A man who ignores a powerful, radiant woman isn't worth a second of your energy, but often his silence is a test, a game, or an attempt to maintain control. And when you play this game with the quiet strength of a queen, you flip the script. Your lack of reaction speaks volumes. He'll start to wonder, why isn't she reaching out? Did I lose her? Is she moving on? Think of it this way. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every 5 minutes to see if it's growing. You let it be, knowing that the process takes time. Your silence is that seed. It gives him the space to feel your absence and recognize your worth. Men are wired to value what they fear losing, and your composure creates the fear that you've slipped beyond his grasp. The power of Dark Stoic psychology lies in this profound detachment. It's not about manipulation, it's about elevation. By refusing to stoop to the level of chasing or explaining yourself, you rise above the noise and chaos. You become untouchable. A man may ignore your words, but he cannot ignore the impact of your quiet strength. And here's the most empowering part. This isn't just about him. Reclaiming your throne is about you. It's about refusing to let anyone's actions define your worth. It's about pouring your energy into things that light you up, whether that's your career, your passions, or your relationships with people who truly value you. A woman who prioritizes herself, who radiates confidence and purpose, is a force of nature. She doesn't beg for respect. She commands it by simply being. So, what does reclaiming your throne look like in action? It looks like stepping back from the noise of his silence and stepping into the fullness of your own life. It's hitting the gym, pursuing a passion project, or reconnecting with the people who remind you of your power. It's posting that stunning photo, not for his attention, but because you love the way you look. It's responding to his eventual text, because trust me, he'll reach out. With calm, casual confidence, as if his absence didn't shake you in the slightest. And when he does come back, and he will, you won't just be the woman he ignored. You'll be the woman he can't believe he ever risked losing. That's the magic of Dark Stoic Psychology. It transforms you from someone seeking his validation into someone he's desperate to earn. Brave women, it's time to reclaim your throne. Write this phrase in the comments: "My silence is my power." Let the world, and yourself, know that you're done explaining, chasing, or proving. If this resonated with you, don't stop here. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and join us for the next strategy that will continue to elevate your life and your relationships. Because your throne isn't just waiting, it's yours to take. Number 7, turn his games against him. The art of using silence as power. Brave women, let me ask you this. What do you do when a man starts playing his games? When he withdraws, goes silent, and leaves you questioning everything? What's your next move? Do you chase him, trying to decipher his intentions, or do you crumble under the weight of his indifference? Let me tell you, neither of those options will serve you. But there's a third path, a path of absolute power. Using Dark Stoic Psychology, you can take his silence, flip the script, and turn it into a weapon so powerful it leaves him questioning his every move. Think about this for a moment. Silence is like a sharp blade. It can cut both ways. When a man goes silent, most women make the mistake of filling that void with their energy, texting, calling, overthinking. But what if instead you turned that silence against him? What if you mirrored it with an unshakable calm that left him spinning? That's the art of using silence as power. It's not about pretending to be unaffected. It's about truly stepping into a mindset where his games no longer faze you. The teachings of Dark Stoic Psychology show us one undeniable truth. The person who controls their emotions controls the situation. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When he goes silent, it's not the silence itself that hurts, it's your reaction to it. Change that reaction, and you change the game. Imagine this. He's expecting you to react, to double text, to demand an explanation. He's expecting you to hand over your power on a silver platter. But instead, you meet his silence with a serene, unbothered stillness. You don't reach out, you don't overthink. You simply focus on yourself, your goals, and your growth. And guess what? That void you create by not reacting becomes a force he can't ignore. Here's a metaphor for you. Think of silence as a chessboard. Most people panic when their opponent makes a bold move, rushing to counter it without thinking. But the true masters of the game? They pause, they calculate, they let the opponent's move speak louder than any counter. When you use silence strategically, you're playing the long game. You're making him realize that his tactics don't work on you. This isn't about manipulation, it's about mastery. Men often underestimate the power of a woman who knows how to wield silence as a tool. Silence communicates strength, independence, and a confidence that says, "I don't need to chase you because I know my worth." And trust me, nothing rattles a man's ego more than realizing his absence doesn't shake you. Now, let's address the questions that might be swirling in your mind. But what if he never comes back? Here's the hard truth, Queen. If his silence is permanent, it's not a loss, it's a gift. A man who thrives on playing games isn't worthy of your energy in the first place. By using Dark Stoic Psychology, you're filtering out the weak and drawing in the strong. The man who is truly worth your time won't be able to resist the pull of your calm confidence. Another question: does this mean I ignore him forever? Not at all. This isn't about mirroring silence indefinitely. It's about shifting the dynamic. When he does reach out, and he will, you respond from a place of control, not desperation. You don't bring up his silence or seek validation. Instead, you keep the interaction light, showing that you're unshaken and thriving. This subtle shift makes him realize that your world doesn't revolve around him. And that realization is where the real power lies. Ladies, let me leave you with this. Silence, when used wisely, is not emptiness. It's energy. It's the quiet before the storm, the calm before the world shifts. When you harness the teachings of Dark Stoic Psychology, you become the storm. You become the force that commands attention without uttering a single word. So are you ready to take back the power you've been giving away? Write this phrase in the comments right now. My silence speaks louder. Declare it, believe it, live it. And if you're ready to master the next powerful strategy to shift the dynamics in your favor, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned. Your silence isn't just a response, it's a revolution. Let's make him feel it. Number 8, become the prize. How to make any man question his actions. Brave women, let me ask you something real. How many times have you found yourself questioning everything when a man pulls away, goes cold, or starts acting like he doesn't see your worth? It's a gut punch, isn't it? That creeping doubt, that urge to chase, to prove yourself, to make him see you for the incredible woman you are. But here's the hard truth no one tells you. The moment you start chasing, you lose. The moment you question your worth because of his actions, you give away your power. But not anymore. Today we rewrite that story. You're not the one who should be questioning. You are the prize. With the teachings of Dark Stoic Psychology, you'll learn to stop running after him and instead become the magnetic force that makes him question his every move. This isn't a game. It's about understanding your power, using it wisely, and commanding respect without uttering a single word. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches us one critical truth. Power is never taken. It is given. When you allow his behavior to dictate your emotions, when you bend to his silence or indifference, you're giving away your power piece by piece. But here's the beautiful thing about power. It's yours to reclaim. By embracing Stoic philosophy, you'll learn how to detach from his actions, focus on your own worth, and radiate the kind of confidence that makes any man question why he ever took you for granted. Think of yourself as a diamond. A diamond doesn't beg to be admired. Its brilliance speaks for itself. It doesn't dim its shine for anyone. That's the energy you must embody. A man who can't see your worth now? That's his loss, not your burden. And when you stop chasing him and start embracing your own glow, that's when the dynamic shifts. He begins to wonder, why isn't she calling? Why isn't she chasing? Did I lose her? You see, men are wired to pursue. They thrive on the chase, on conquering what seems just out of reach. When you lean back, detach, and focus on your own life, you flip the script. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches that detachment isn't about indifference, it's about inner control. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic minds, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you stop allowing his actions to control your emotions, you step into a power that no one can take away from you. Here's the beauty of this philosophy. It's not just about making him question his actions. It's about transforming yourself into a woman so self-assured, so centered that his attention becomes optional, not essential. Imagine waking up each day knowing you're not waiting for his text, not checking his social media, not overanalyzing his every word. Instead, you're pouring that energy into building a life so full and vibrant that he's left wondering how he let someone like you slip through his fingers. Picture this. He's scrolling through his phone, expecting to see a double text from you or a like on his latest post. Instead, there's nothing. Silence. And in that silence, he starts to feel the weight of your absence. He's not used to this. Most women chase, crumble, or overcompensate, but not you. You've mastered the art of emotional detachment. You're too busy living your best life, pursuing your goals, and embracing your power to care about his fleeting attention. That shift? It's magnetic. It's unstoppable. Men are not complicated, they're predictable. They crave what feels elusive, what challenges them, what they can't fully grasp. And Dark Stoic Psychology arms you with the tools to embody that mystery. The moment you stop explaining yourself, stop chasing, and stop giving him your energy, he'll feel it. Your absence will echo louder than your presence ever did when you were in pursuit. Brave women, let me leave you with this. You are the sun. The world revolves around you, not the other way around. Stop letting his actions dim your light. Instead, shine so brightly that he can't help but notice. And when he does, let him wonder if he still deserves a place in your orbit. Are you ready to step into your power? To become the prize that no man can ignore? If so, let me hear you claim it in the comments. Write this: I am the prize. Own it, live it, and watch as the world and every man in it takes notice. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and get ready for the next powerful strategy that will not just change the way you approach relationships, but transform the way you see yourself. This is your moment to rise. Take it. Conclusion. Brave women, here's the truth. You are the prize, the force, the power. No man's silence, indifference, or games can define you. When you embrace Dark Stoic Psychology, you reclaim control, not just over your emotions, but over the entire dynamic. You stop chasing and start glowing, becoming the magnetic woman who commands attention without asking for it. This is about transformation. Stepping into your confidence, radiating self-worth, and showing the world, including him, that your value isn't up for debate. Now it's time to rise, to claim your throne, and to inspire other women to do the same. Like this video, share it with every woman who needs to hear this, and subscribe to our channel for more strategies to awaken your power and rewrite your story. Together, let's build a sisterhood of unstoppable women. Write in the comments, I am unshakable. Let's claim it, live it, and thrive. See you in the next one.